Alright, a couple of things I didn't mention in the first video I'm going to mention now. It's about stop losses. So we're going to pull up the 3-month chart of the SLV on your big charts. You'll see how to use stop loss. If you scroll down to about the 16th of February, there was a buy signal and a weekly uptrend. So when the trend is up, this is a buy signal. If the trend is down, this is a cover your short signal. Very, very important to know. This is a buy signal, and you want to set your stop loss. Look at the lowest low of the previous 3 days. It's right around $10 and maybe 20 cents. That's where you want to set your stop loss, $10.20. And as the days progress, you'll be raising your stop loss accordingly, because on every one given day, you'll look at the previous 3 days, the lowest low of the previous 3 days, and that's what you'll raise your stop loss to. Now you'll notice on the 29th, we had actually a sell signal, right? Because the lowest low of the day where it opened was lower than the previous 3 lows. But it was a confirmation day. And sometimes you can tweak the rules. Other times you'd be, even if you were out, let's say you sold on that day, you'd have sold for a profit anyway. And then the very next day you would have been right back in. You'd have sold at about $12.25. The very next day you'd have been in at $12.50, so you lost a quarter. And then you ride the rest of the uptrend all the way up until the 24th of February, and where the sell signal was at $13.75. Because look at the previous 3 days of that big down red, and you can see that your stop loss would have been around $13.75. So it takes you out of the trade. And you know, when you're out of the trade and it's dropping, that money is just as important. I don't know if I mentioned on the first one or not, but so tomorrow you say what's the buy signal tomorrow? Well, it's 14 bucks, because the highest high of the previous 3 days is 14 bucks, because tomorrow will be a new day. I don't think it's going to go back to 14 in one day, but the next day the buy signal will be right around, well, it depends on if it's higher tomorrow. It'll be lower than 14 though, and pretty soon eventually you'll get another buy signal and we'll go in. And let's drop down to the MACD. If you scroll down, the moving average convergence divergence line, the blue line is demand and the red line is supply. So you can see how the demand is dropping below supply and the stock is weakening. The line below that, the relative strength index, is coming down to 50. 50 is important. If it's below 50, the stock is weakening. If it's above 50, the stock is strengthening. The strongest buy signal we can, and certain buy signals won't be as strong as others. So I'll say, you know, put a third of your position in now. If you have $1,000 and you want to, if you have $1,000 to invest in the SLV, and I say put a third of the position, put about $330, divide it by the share price, and then that's how much money, you know, you can right around in there. Sometimes they'll be real strong. I'll say put everything in, but set your stop losses. Also, well, the strongest buy signal is when you get a daily buy signal on an uptrend above the blue line, the 20-day moving average, on heavy volume, when the blue line just crossing over the red line and the relative strength line just crossing over the 50. That's the strongest buy signal you can get, and you'd put on an entire position right there. But also, when you're out like this, you have to put a stop order in to buy also. So right now you should have a buy order at 14 bucks. You just click on stop. You want to buy with a stop order at 14. And very important on your order forms that you select, it'll say day order. You want to select down to good till canceled. Very important, because you don't want the day to go by and your order to be canceled and you have no stop loss in. So be very careful and slow, and make sure you set good till canceled. Okay. So right now you should have a buy price of 14 bucks. If tomorrow went to 14, it'd be a pretty strong buy signal. You want to maybe buy half your position at 14. And tomorrow, depends on tomorrow. If tomorrow goes up to 13.50, that will become the new buy signal for the next day, because it's the highest high of the previous 3 days, and so on and so forth. So I don't expect silver to drop tomorrow, because that would be a short sell. And when I look at kitco.com, kitco.com, it gives you, you can select a live chart for silver. Looks like right now it's at 12.20. It started at 13.10 and now it's 13.23, so it didn't drop down. This is a futures price. It is a spot price, but the ETF price will be slightly below that. So I do expect silver to rise tomorrow, so we don't get a short sell. But it won't be a buy signal either. So kitco.com gives you historical charts, technical charts, current lease rates, live charts. Put it in your browser. Select the live silver chart first, and then bookmark it. So every time you select it from the bookmarks, it brings you right to the silver chart. So that's enough of that. What else? Volume's obviously self-explanatory. Oh, did I explain the bodies? I did explain the candlesticks. I like the candlesticks because I'm used to them. So that's it. It's pretty simple. You got to keep it simple. This system will keep you from second guessing. From I heard something on TV today say silver should go down. This takes all that away. You follow the rules. If silver is going to go down, you'll be out or you'll be short. If silver is going to go up, you'll be long or you'll be out waiting for another buy signal. It doesn't matter. But have those stop losses in, and know that silver can gap also. It can go up to 20 bucks tomorrow, which that would be nice, because your buy order for 14 might not be filled. It might not fill till 16. So you'd have half your position filled at 16 instead of 14. That's the way, and it can also happen that on the downside. You set a stop loss at 12 bucks. It could open at 9 bucks. So you got to keep in mind that that's the risk. It could happen, and that's your risk. So it doesn't happen very often, especially with commodities. Commodities usually gap to the upside. They don't suddenly gap to the downside, but you want to be careful about that. So that should do it for now. I guess I'll upload. I already did one. It said too large to upload, so I have to do it all over again. That sucks. Oh, they had Russian long-range bombers in Canada at the same time Obama was. I have that written down here. I think they were just trying to see our response time or something like that. So I don't know what Russian long-range bombers were doing out there. That just not make sense. And the news was like, oh yeah, and we escorted them off and said, don't do that anymore. Are you kidding me? We should have shot the bastards down. That's an act of war, if you ask me. You don't fly over Canadian airspace. Whatever. So they're trying to feel us out. So the fight's coming. That's all right. With this system here, when we short sell and make a profit, we're going to take that profit out of our account. You can hook up your Options Express account to your bank account, deposit money, withdraw money, all that kind of thing. So the money we make on the short sell is going to be taken out of the account and purchase more rounds, more silver. And I think Stella Concepts has some silver for sale. If you look up Stella Concepts, his latest video where he's going to be selling 1 kilo bars. So that will be good. I have to save up a little. I just blew a big wad on some silver, so I have to save up a little bit for a kilo. I think it's like 32 ounces, so a little more than 32, 2.2 pounds. So that should do it. I think my time's about up, and that'll do it. See you tomorrow. We'll be making money tomorrow.